Good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round number 10 of the season. It is the German Grand Prix for RSF1's Tier 4 division here at Germany, the Hockenheim circuit, which has changed ever since the year 2002 to this smaller track. It used to cut through the forest at very high speeds, about 200 to 10 miles an hour, before coming back into the stadium. But this track has seen a lot of great races over the years, including the very chaotic and dramatic real-life Grand Prix that happened just over a month ago. My name is RSF1 Brundle, and I'm back because I took a week off. Last week I missed a topsy-turvy Silverstone by the sounds of it, but No Shoals was there, and he is here tonight as well. So, good evening, No Shoals.
Ethan.
So, as I said, I missed a week of this, and I did miss it. I enjoyed myself though, because I saw my first live football match. So I was very, very happy with that. But I still missed this race, and I missed you as well. So what on earth did I miss?
Well, what we have just missed is that Rebster's just DNF'd.
Oh.
So I guess we're not having a Q1.
We barely started, Rebster. How on earth?
I don't know.
Is that terminal?
Yep.
It is. Anyway, last week, Silverstone.
Well, a few things you should learn. One, if you go into the weekend with a good set of mind, doesn't always work out well. Secondly, whatever the Red Bulls tell you is a lie, because they were pretty fast last week. They had a few little things going on in the race. There was a really nice move which both myself and Dyslexic, who was commentating with me then, you know, we approved of that. It was 3 wide going into Stove, which was just great. And yeah, it was a pretty good race, and hopefully we can come off that and have a good race here. But can't really see much happened.
In terms of the result, it wasn't as topsy-turvy as I guess it could possibly be. But one person that did have a race to forget last week was Tijosaurus. Now, he is still the championship leader, but his lead has been cut dramatically, and in fact, he has 3 drivers snapping at his heels, and that could replace him if he has another bad race, No Shoal. So big pressure on the Tijosaurus here in the Alpha.
Yeah, he is very much under pressure. I think from what I've read, I don't have the last week's standings. I think you do. Right?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, I think. Am I right in saying it's Primus, Spiral, and Kraken?
I'll be through it all. There's Tijosaurus. Nearly had another moment to forget coming into the pit lane. Nearly he tapped the wall. Was very lucky to get away with that. Let's go through the results of last week. The man that's on the rise, Mr. T, or Debitsi, who is currently fastest at the moment by 3 tenths. Jesus Christ. He's a man on the rise, most definitely. As was that Oh, it's raining. I thought the clouds were gathered. No wonder they were out early. Jeez. Okay, big pressure for Tedist and Timonique. Have we got time to go through that? Orphan. I feel Orphan's dropped it. Yes, he has. Oh, actually, already. Goodness me. So, Orphan has dropped it. He'd already set a time of 15.7, but he is out. Would have been through, because we've only got 16 here, so... pushing too hard, Orphan, but he will be starting from 14th. Or 15th, I think, actually. It's just Timonique yet to set a time, and realistically, Timonique just needs to coast round, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you could put in AI, it would still be pretty fine.
Well, don't do that. Hope we don't do that. Cheating.
Do you not trust your AI?
No.
I mean, we've seen what happened after Q1 in some sessions. We'll not go there, but here's
No,
the picture.
so that doesn't happen. Hope it doesn't happen tonight. Yeah, last week's winner was Mr. T in the Racing Point, and he is on the rise. Realistically, don't think he can win the title, but there's still a fair long way to go. So if he continues winning races, which he's on a little bit of a streak at the moment, you never know. So he is one to watch. Second place was Alco Saints, put himself right in contention of the championship. We'll go over the table shortly, but he got good points for himself and for Red Bull. Third place was McCracken in the Alpha, coming back into form after a few difficult races earlier on. Fourth place was the new driver in the Ferrari, Tedist, or Ted First. Let's clear this up straight away. Do you call him Tedist or Ted First?
I call him Tedist. I think he was here before,
Yeah.
but he kind of went off for a bit.
And then came back. It's now Ferrari. He replaced Jedi David, I believe, from a few weeks ago. So yeah, good run, good result for him in fourth. He was followed home by his teammate Tomo, who's picking up the points. He came home in fifth. Sixth place was Timmer in the Renault. Seventh for Primus in the other Red Bull. Still picked up points, but could have taken more of an advantage on Digisaurus's demise. Eighth was BVB4. Ninth was Rebster, the returning Rebster. And picking up the last point was Tom the Ecomaniac Williams. What that does, No Shoals, is I've added those on to, because currently on the website it's after Austria, which was obviously last week. No, not Austria, Silverstone, sorry. This is the table after Silverstone, because I've added them on. And what it means is that Digisaurus still leads, but he has a 7-point lead over Spiral, a 8-point lead over Primus, a 10-point lead over Alco Saints, and a 12-point lead over McCracken. 12 drivers separated by... No, 5 drivers separated by 12 points. Other way round.
12 drivers,
yes.
mate. I don't know why we need any other divisions. We've got 12 drivers for the title.
5 by 12. 5 by 12. Yeah, so Tidge is on 102. Spiral is 95. Primus on 94. Alco 92. McCracken on 90. Very, very interesting stuff. And I believe they're all here tonight. Spiral, Kraken, Tidge, Primus, and Alco. Yep, they're all here tonight. So, yeah, all is good. There's a bit of a gap in the table to Timmer, who is in 6th place, who's on everyone's favourite number, 69. And then we've got the rise of Mr. T. As I said, he wins a couple more races, Mr. T. He's in it. He's in the championship. He's the one to beat at the moment. So, yeah, we'll see what he does. But he's on 50 points. Then we got Tomo on 47, Blades Guns 34, J-Locker 22, BVB4 24, and Timonique on 19. What that also does, Shoals, is the teams championship. Alpha still lead, but they have only a 6-point lead over Red Bull. So Red Bull, with a good result tonight, can overhaul Alpha for the first time this season, actually. I think Alpha's been leading since the start. And then you've got McLaren in 3rd, Ferrari in 4th. Ferrari are only 16 points ahead of Racing Point. And then you've got Williams and Renault. So very close in both championships, No Shoals. Just what we like.
Yeah. One thing I didn't mention that I kind of missed out was last week in Britain. I may have mentioned it a little bit, but about the Red Bulls, Primus was the main one that lost out. He had frontline damage because of an AI car, and that's why he didn't really score any points. And then Spiral was a bit too aggressive into the first corner and then ended up crashing out. So if they had had good races out last time, we could have had a different championship leader by now.
Yeah, very much. That's why I said, obviously with Digisaurus not scoring, which, to be fair, I think that's actually the first time he's not scored this entire season. So, big opportunity for everyone behind. They've closed in. Don't get me wrong, they've closed in, but they, as you say, we could have had a new leader. But perhaps that could happen tonight as we move into Q2, which apparently, according to Mr. T, who topped this session in the chat, there's heavy rain in 20 minutes. So, it'll be interesting, and it's a dry race. So, we'll see what happens with this. Are we going to have intermediates at the start or full wets, do you reckon?
At the start of the next qualifying?
Yeah, start of Q2, what do you reckon?
Well, I mean, 20 minutes is only a couple minutes into Q2, if it was like that, so I'll place my bets on Inters. I'll put a couple chips down.
We'll have a look. We'll have a look. Obviously, from that set... Oh my god, the rain really is coming down. Jesus. Let's have a look quickly.
Wets.
Full wets. Full wets. Wow. Well, this throw strategy out the window makes it interesting for the race as it's dry, Shoals, because they're all going to be on fresh tyres. So actually, getting through to Q3 is a little bit more important. Starting 11th doesn't give you that advantage anymore.
Yeah, and they're all coming out. We've got the 2 Red Bulls and the racing point of Mr. T.
Red Bull's coming out nose to tail. Primus just ahead of Alco. Is that team orders or? No, that's just how they came out. Right, full wets around this track. Okay, that changes this track quite a bit, obviously. So we'll be looking at times probably in the 20s now, but we'll see as they come over. Yeah, this track on the wet, very, very difficult. That turn 1, which we're going to go over when we go over the hot lap, which will be fun to do in Q3. Turn 1 becomes a little bit more diabolical if it's not already in the dry. Middle sector as well, but the stadium is the make or break in the wet weather. Need all the mechanical grip you can muster out of your car going forward.
Ooh, Mr. T a bit aggressive on the power there. One thing we can be happy about is the return of the skating rink, the drag strip. Can we see some people going off?
Oh, Mr. T's going off.
Okay, that's not a
What was
drag
that?
strip.
Oh, and he nearly gets in the way of Primus there as well. What are you doing there, Mr. T? Okay. Right. Unfortunately, the ice rink of the drag strip doesn't really come into play in this game, unfortunately. It's just everywhere is wet. The one thing I hope they come into the next game, or maybe the game after, where if you've got puddles on the track, you then got no traction at all, or you just slide, rather than just, what you have now.
So you'd rather aquaplaning?
Yeah, like what you get in real life. So, like, if you run for a puddle, as you saw with the icing rink in Real Life Grand Prix a month ago, you just got no grip. Whereas, it's just one big puddle apart from like the dry line. And it changes. Like they got it in Forza, for example. If you ever played Forza 7, in wet weather they have like puddles and they change from lap to lap. So
I had to do a Formula Ford race in the wet around Hockenheim.
Oh.
Tom the Ecomaniac going off there.
Yeah, the thing is about these guys as well is obviously part Ferme is off, so they can change setup. So there isn't one of those things where are you putting on a wet setup just for this session. But it's still getting used to. Probably not many of these drivers have tested under full wet. As Primus sets a 26.5. Mr. T going to beat it? No, it's a 27 flat. For him, I think Alco was behind. As Tom has had a spin coming into the stadium. That was the gravel. Careful, come back on. It's alright.
Ooh, Spiral.
Nice, 25.7. As I normally say in wet weather, I think the best strategy for me is to fuel up the car, just do many laps, just find out where the grip is. Would you agree on that necessarily?
Yeah, it'll be better at the end of the session when they get their lines together and everything. I don't know if you've been reading the chat on the stream. There's a lot of
All coming into a lot of German between.
Yeah, I'm trying to decode it right now.
Saw us 26 flat for him. Very nice.
What the hell is this?
I'm just ignoring it for a while.
Obviously
good evening to Four, Jake Moore, Porter in there. Also Flaming, who is meant to be racing, meant to be. Mr. T as well. Lee Kelly, dyslexic as well. Dyslexic's obviously commentated, done a very good job last week with yourself, Charles. So
yeah, BVB Thor says Combs is having fun then.
Did he say that in German? How do you?
It was the Combs hat dann ein bisschen Spab something along the lines of that. And Porter's put something in, right? Ich bin something.
Monique doing a nice lap there, the 27 flat. Very good from him. Right, so by the looks of it, you can get into the 26s, you should be safe into Q3, but obviously the track may change over time. That's Bennett in the Mercedes going in there. A couple of names obviously haven't recognised for the last couple of weeks. I did miss a week, so I might explain, but you got Wadders here, you got obviously the new driver Tedis in the Ferrari, Bennett in the Mercedes as well. It's good to see new drivers coming in into the league. Shows that we are expanding still.
Spin for Tomo.
Where was that? That is just in front of the Mercedes grandstand, ironically.
Yeah.
As he's in a Ferrari.
Yep. Maybe we could get Porter. Is he? What division is Porter in again? Is he F3?
Not sure. I thought he was racing here.
Is he? Well, I've decoded his thing. I'm nowhere fast at the moment. Welcome to F4. New part of the squad.
Fair enough. Primus goes second, just ahead of Tigosaurus. And McCracken goes in there. Look at that. Primus, Tidge, and McCracken all in the 26 flat. Oh, there you go. Goes well, but now Bennett here finishing up the lap very sideways through the final two corners. And again through the last corner. Jesus Christ. And sets a 28.3. Goes 13th. Tedis has gone second. Gone into the 25s. Does put Mr. T in 11th at the moment. No Charles, under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, and Alcosaints is just coming through the Sachs curve at the moment, trying to finish his lap. It's gonna, four of them are gonna be out here, and it's pretty spread out around the field at the moment. So I think, like you were saying, people are getting their lines right, and then they're gonna go for it.
Alco goes 9th on a 26.5, but he just gets him into the top 10. He's got plenty of time to keep on going. Seen a couple of people run out of ERS before the end of the lap shows. With it being raining, ERS does become less of a thing you need to save, but you still need to save a little bit around here, I think.
Yeah, it's the last sector, you're off and off the accelerator quite a bit, so you do have to save it to get all that acceleration. So it's one of those tracks where you've got the feel first sector's kind of full pedal. You need it then as well, but you've got to find that balance.
Monique has retired. Has he retired terminally? Can you check?
In the pits.
In the pits. Oh, he's 11th though, so That's a weird one. We've got enough for set of fresh tyres. 6 minutes to go. Weird one. Mr. T, currently 12th at the moment. I think he's the... Oh, jeez, he's really struggling with this. I think he's one of the guys that didn't want it to rain at all, because when it was dry for a little bit, he showed the pace.
Yeah. I mean, we've not had anyone crash out yet. We had 2 people crash out in the dry.
Yeah, I think they were pushing too hard too early, maybe. Right, into the Mercedes grandstand does Mr. T. Doesn't seem... Again, he's really sliding this car around, which... Now, as long as you have 90% control of your car, half a second, he just doesn't seem to have, like, the grip, like the back end, and again he's struggling. Just about gets the car stopped. Primus, have a look at the inters.
Yeah. Both the Red Bulls. And the Mercedes.
Yeah, the rain's stopping. Or the rain is easing up. Mr. T goes to 26.6. Not enough. And he doesn't have fuel either.
Yeah.
Primus is on inters. Let's see how he does.
I mean, they've got nothing to lose if they do it in the last couple of minutes.
I mean, Tidge still improving on wets. He's now going faster than 25.6. So, right, keep an eye on Primus. It's an interesting call, because if it doesn't work and everyone else improves on wets, he's then caught out.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not as heavy as it was.
Yeah, if he starts a lap now, he then cannot get back in to set a wet lap. Mr. T is backed off on the racing line in front of Primus. Fine at the moment, because Primus is not on a lap, but not making it easy for him to go through, but there you go. Times are dropping. Spiral 25.3. Primus. This will be key. If Primus improves by a big amount in the first sector alone, then you should be out in intermediates. But let's see how he does. Into turn 1, very cautious. Gotta keep it clean. I don't know. I don't know if he kept it clean for that first. Yeah, did run very well. Let's see how he does first sector. Is he improved? 3 tenths down. No. Unless he gets a grip on the middle sector.
Yeah. There's still 2.5 minutes though. So it could all change.
Yeah, there's quite a few more in intermediates now, but again, if this doesn't work for Primus, then yep. Too much power at the hairpin.
Cracks.
So it's tough though, because now those that need a time are now on intermediates. Who's on the lap? Alco. Right, Alco's 4 tenths up in the first sector, and he's on intermediates now.
Look how much he has to brake for the hairpin.
That was weird. The network error while streaming my phone. Right, see if Alco does. If the middle sector is up, then it'll be on course 6 tenths. It's tough actually, because that's not beating 25.3, is it?
We'll just have to wait and see.
He's got enough time to go another lap, as does Primus as well. Everyone apart from Timmer, Spiral. Yeah, Timmer and Spiral are the only ones still on wet.
That's it. There
we go.
This is the time.
All in the last sector as well. So yeah, Spiral's in trouble. He's coming out, and there's no time. He isn't going to get round in time. So yeah, that's it. Waters is in the pits as well. So yeah, the track is going to be massively improving. You've got to be last across the line, really.
Pettis goes into second.
Yeah, Patronus, I saw the stream. It did go down for me as well, but it's back up again. So apologies. We got 26 viewers right now.
Timo's had a spin just before the start of the third sector. He's back on that. Timo.
Yeah, you got to be on inters now. Tigosaurus is in the pits as well as Spiral, so everyone out on lap has the advantage. Who was last across the line? Waters is on an out lap. He's not going to make it. Bennett goes through 24.5.
Timo's not going to make it.
Still on wets. So yeah, Waters doesn't make it. So Tom, Mr. T, and Tom, everyone's going to improve, I would feel.
Yeah.
Tom's going to cross the line one of the first. He's going to be in the 23s. I think. 24 flat. Alco's cross the line 24.6. Tomo, does he improve? He must do.
Well, if he doesn't, he's... Oh, it's close.
And...
Oh.
No, he invalid.
Invalid.
Right, Mr. T. Steve's the only one that can change the top 10. And yeah, he goes comfortably fastest, 23.5. Which knocks Timmer and Waters out. Tomo is also out. The rest are going to survive.
That was close, so you could see Spiral and Tigosaurus fastest just before like that last minute, and now they're down 7th and 8th. Just how quickly the track can change.
Yeah, and both Flaming and Primus all improved as well. So in the end, Mr. T, bit of pressure for him, but he just managed to get the lap done, gone through. But Tomo, I think Tomo would be kicking himself the most because he would have been through if that lap was valid, and that's all it was. And actually, the person that is counting his lucky stars is Tigosaurus. If Tomo's lap was valid, Tigosaurus would have been out. Wow. There we go. Timmer, Waters, Timonique, and Tomo eliminated in Q2. As we move forward to Q3, where we could be going back to dry again.
Well, it could be wet at the start, dry at the end, so if it's wet at the start, we need something to talk about.
Yeah. Right, let's see what conditions are changeable, very changeable. Inters, and the rain isn't falling that much. It's barely spitting.
Depends on the timing of it.
Here are the 10. 2 Mercedes, 2 Alphas, 2 Red Bulls, a Williams, a Tom, McLaren, a Spiral, Ferrari, a Tennis, and Mr. T in the Racing Point. Wets for Flaming's looking at the wets, but it is definitely intermediates. No shells now.
I mean, soon it could even be dries.
Yep. Very changeable. We had dry at the start of Q1, then it rained, and then we had full wets majority of Q2 down to intermediates, and now we're intermediates to Q3 with the rain starting to slack off, so we could see dries like right in the last few minutes. Primus is going to be the car for your hot lap. No shells when he gets round.
Yes. Although he doesn't invalidate the first corner.
Yeah, unless he does that, of course. Obviously, we've had 2 races so far. F2 was on Sunday, F1 was yesterday, F3 tomorrow. As Primus is coming out to begin his lap, so Charles, take it away.
Yeah, so he's coming through the little stadium section now. Through the last two corners. It's easy to invalidate here as well, you don't want to go too wide. Start your lap now. He's on high ERS, coming through the first corner. Taking it carefully, make sure not to invalidate. And now it's a little short run down into turn 2. And the back end comes out a bit, but it should be fine through turn 3 and then turn 4. This long left-hander of turn 5, which is called the Parabolica. I didn't know that, I thought that was Monza, but anyway. Yeah, this is a really good bit to get as much speed as you can. You want to brake about the 100 board, down into the hairpin. Try and keep it as tightly as possible. Make sure to get as much traction on the exit. Now you come through turn 7 to come into the Mercedes grandstand. To brake hard, make sure you get the apex for this corner so you get good exit. Try not to get those outside curbs. Through turn 10 as you come up to the end of sector 2, so 56.6. Now you come into the stadium section and down towards the Sachs curve at turn 12, where Sebastian Vettel crashed off last year. So he avoids that though. 13, 14, pretty short little corners there, and then these last two are pretty much 90 degrees. It's quite high on the curb there, but should come through and it should be a good lap. 1:23.3.
Yeah, also times in this session just go by it, but Mr. T just beats him by 0.04 of a second. So good luck for Mr. T. Clean and precise from Primus there as well. Tom somehow sneaks in between Primus and Mr. T there, and Alco slots in just behind his teammate in the Red Bull. McCracken a further 10th behind. Wow, they all came through thick and fast. Who's Spiral's invalidated his first run, I think.
Yeah.
Where's Tidge? Tidge is in the pit still. Because the rain has stopped. And a 22.7 from the Tedist. Wow. Stuff. Yeah, the rain stopped, no Shell, so your thing you said at the start about dries might actually happen. No wonder Tidge is waiting for it.
Yeah, I mean, if I was him, I'd get as much practice as I could in. I mean, the other 9 seem to have gotten that idea, so I mean, it's still good to get a banker lap in just in case.
I did have a question from Porter in the chat. Was F1 or F2 wet too? F2 wasn't wet at all throughout qualifying and race. F1 no shots. Did that have any rain?
Don't think so.
You were there. It was just yesterday.
I wasn't.
Oh. I thought you were there. No, I think actually this is the first bit of wetness this week actually. RSF1 races, so it's me. 3/10 separating Mr. T in 2nd to Kraken in 8th. Goodness me. Is Bennett going to join the 23 club, or is he going to get to the 22 club? Going to join the 24 club, 24 flat. Well done, Bennett. Well, completely sideways.
He almost joined the Bottas club.
Yeah, I was going to say Bottas. Yeah. All end, yeah, completely spins it. And now Primus and Mr. T checking out the soft tyres with 6 minutes to go. Plenty of time. Actually, no real rush at the moment to get on there. I know what they're doing. They're flicking between the tyres, aren't they? In the garage. Because that's when you can tell.
Look at the delta.
Right. Might need to do another hot lap actually. A dry one.
Oh.
Done a wet hot lap, and I was going to do a dry one. So just a matter of waiting now until Kind of waiting now until they head out on the dry tyres. A lot of people leaving the session, Charles. It'll be alright before they join back in. Even Tommy doesn't normally lag out.
Hopefully.
Why are you looking at the wets, Flaming?
Fastest lap on the wets. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a waiting game now. Of course, the less time they have, the more pressure they're going to be under, especially keeping the lap valid. I know we obviously talk about track limits, and there's the DRS enabled sign. And Tintosaurus has... Yeah, Tintosaurus is going to be the first one out. On a damp track it would still be, so it's got to be very careful. Got to sort of... Yeah, still tricky conditions, so don't push too hard. You can see the traction not getting there at the moment, but it's going to be... Give it a lap or two. We're into dry tyre territory.
Alco's out the pits.
Right, so the thing to avoid now is the curbs, isn't it? They're still going to be wet.
Yeah.
Has the game got that right? Oh yeah, you can see Alco right through turn 2. Was that turn 2?
It's weird because turn 2 is the right-hander, turn 3 is another right-hander, and then turn 4 is a left-hander, and then turn 5 is a left-hander.
Hmm. So what one's the hairpins? Like 4?
The hairpin's turn 6, I think.
Fair enough. Right, Dinosaurus is going to be setting his first lap of the session and the first lap on dry tyre. No, he's not.
Oh,
He's in the pits.
he's in the gravel.
Did he get damage? Did he get damage or something? Or did he...
Maybe that was a... You might be tricking them to come out the pits, maybe.
Yeah, but he hasn't set a time. That's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
he's
but
10th.
by the time he comes out again, people will have set times and the track will be drier.
I mean, sure.
Yeah. I don't see why he wouldn't do that.
Patronus just said he would wait until 2 minutes left.
Yeah. So maybe Tetrasaurus was trying to bait them out.
Very risky though, because the track is only going to get dry, even if you... I mean, Alco's 1.8 seconds up in the first sector below. What I'm saying is, yeah, it's great leaving it till 2 minutes, but that leaves you 1 lap. Mess it up, he's 10th. And he needs a result. He needs a result after last week. As Alco... Got Bennett in front of him. Bennett right on the racing line, not very good. It's the Mercedes grandstand. The track is still not 100% there yet. Into the stadium. It's going to be similar to the end of Q2, Charles. You're going to be last across the line.
Yeah, I think that's what Tetra's been on about. I mean, they're all out on track now, so...
Right, so Alco's going to move the... it's like high jump's going to move the bar up to a 15-1. I mean, dry is normally in the... Already, again, turn 1. Didn't have the confidence to flick it straight in, but he's got enough time and DRS to calm things down on this lap and then go again. Right. See if this works for Tidge. See, if Tetrasaurus goes flying into turn 1 and invalids that corner, because that's a devil to keep clean, that's it, he's 10th. So, gotta be careful. Not gonna be last across the line, or is he actually? He might be.
I think he is. Yep. Unless anyone's invalidated.
Kept it 7th in that turn 1. This. Right, into turn 2. Primus 14.6. We're getting there now. McCracken 13.0 and goes wide turn 1. So he's done. Who is going to cross the line? Alco. Might go again.
Bennett's
Pettis.
next, and yep. Bennett can't improve. Pettis 1:48.
And that's it. Time is up. And I think Tedis was the last to cross the line. But he's got a Mercedes of Bennett in front of him. Flamey goes fastest, 13.0. Spiral only goes third. Spiral's in danger to go down. Tom goes fourth on a 13.4. Who's going to get it? It's a T, 11.9. That's more like it.
Here comes Tipsaurus.
Goodness.
Not good enough.
See what? No. Fourth for Tidge. He's in second at the moment. For him, right? Primus, what he can do? 6 stems up. Got to improve massively. No, he's in the 13s as well. Stays 7th. Not good for him. It's Tedis, Alco, and Bennett. Alco's going to be first. And he's way down. He's made a big mistake.
Yeah.
Alco 9th.
Practicing for the finish.
And Bennett goes
Ooh.
second. Front row for Bennett. Wow. I think a few drivers let the pressure get to them a little bit. Most notably, I think the Red Bulls, 8th and 10th, on a race where they could take the lead of constructors. Alpha start 3rd and 5th, but it's actually, yeah, you take us through the top 10.
So that was pretty hectic. Inters at the start, softs at the end. Mr. T lines up in pole position, Bennett next to him, McCracken and Flamin on second row, Tipsaurus Spiral on the third, Tonika Maniac, Primus on the fourth row, and in 9th and 10th on the fifth row, Tedis and Alcosaints. Had to do that quick.
Yeah, Mr. T, I think just simple for that pole is he just nailed it, didn't he? Completely and utterly nailed it.
Yep, he found that line.
I think others could have got near him. Just they all made mistakes, it seems. But this is going to be the interesting part. They're all on mediums at the moment, but that is going to change, I reckon. Is anybody? What would you do? Press tires.
I mean, strategy. I've heard from a lot of people that a soft to hard strategy is just stupid, or a soft to medium.
Oh, we have a problem.
What's his problem?
We have a problem. Tomo didn't make it back. Tomo didn't make it back in time. He's not on the grid. Yeah, that's an issue, right? Do me a favour. Can you jump into Rebster's party? I think it's Rebster. I don't think of the division head is. Yeah, go for Rebster.
Yeah.
See what it can do that situation, because I believe that comes under the. I'm not sure whether it does.
Under the rules, I think that would just be. I think I'll join him anyway.
Go and check. Just double check.
One moment.
That is a real shame, and it's a bit of an annoyance, obviously. But let's do double check that we are in the right or the wrong. Thomas says it's fine to carry on, but obviously no Shoals is going to check with the division head, I believe. We'll just double check, see where we go from here. Oh, big shame as well, because obviously we're all set for this race, and if it does get restarted, then I don't know whether we could carry on in this situation, but Look at these tyres. Hard tyres for Mr. T. Goodness me. Bold on pole. Hey Charles. Tomo has said carry on with it.
He says he's
Which.
back. Well,
No, but he's not on the grid.
Perhaps just says that. Well, we'll wait and see.
Well, Tomo has said carry on.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Tomo has said carry on, so that is very, very good of you, Tomo, to carry on. But make sure you message Rebster or somebody, so they get the memo as well. So,
feel bad for him now.
Yeah, massively.
I'm gonna call him Essex from now on. No Kent.
No Kent. No time for Kent.
No.
Right, let's
Kentish.
have a look. Obviously, we'll go over the tyres on the Aye, Mr. T, I saw you on hard tyres. You can't change it just because I mentioned it. If you want to go hard tyres, go hard tyres. I know you're watching. Just changed it back. I said it was bold of him to go on hard tyres. He's now gone back to mediums.
Alright. Oh, let's see. If you're listening to the stream, go on to softs.
Because...
I don't know. Control.
All I would say, if you're in the top 5 and you start on hards and everyone else around you's on mediums, that is a very, very, very bold call. Because you're not going to get a good start, and then that puts you right into the midfield, right into the bottleneck of turn 1, 2, and then the hairpin of turn 4. So, big risk. But what are people going to do? They're currently waiting, I think, for the whole situation. Yeah, technically, Mr. T, that's cheating, because you're not meant to be watching the stream at the same time as you're meant to be racing.
I mean, they do anyway.
I mean, yeah, but he's only changed back to mediums because I said don't do it. No, hard tyres is the way to go. Look at Orphan and Primus going for it. So, I mean that is okay. Camo, it's technically not cheating, but it's cheeky. Should we just say cheeky?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cheeky because then you only went to mediums because I said don't do it. I didn't actually know that weren't my words. My words is very bold. So yeah.
Sorry, just stocking up.
Right, here we go. Let's get this race. Let's see what tyres people are on because they might have changed from the race director I saw. But what a shame for Tomo. He'll be watching this. Oh, there's a space in the grid.
Yeah, that's really depressing.
Right, let's have a look. Go to tyres. Ooh, a couple more people on hard tyres. Right. No Charles, we're going to go through the grid.
Sure. We got a bit longer this time, rather than that and the Q3. People just going straight ahead, thanks. But anyway, we'll start from the back. It's funny because we've got Racing Point at the back, Racing Point at the front. Racing Point at the back is Rebsley. He crashed out in Q1, real shame for him. I think Overcome Orphan did as well, so they're going to have to make up a lot of ground. Tomo, well, there's no Tomo. Timonique with his teammate there. Obviously the Toro Rossos could become the AlphaTauris or Touris, something. Waters in 12th place in Timor. Then we got the two Red Bulls in 10th and 8th with Tedis in 9th just between them. So that'll be pretty interesting. Tom Maniac in 7th and Spiral is 6th. Tichosaurus and McCracken in 5th and 3rd in the Alfa Romeos. And then there's Flaming and Bennett in the Mercedes, 4th and 2nd. And then in 1st place we have Mr. T, who set a really good lap time in that Q3 session, which was hectic. So hopefully the race isn't, I don't want to say, what would you say, hectic race or just kind of jam?
Well, what is going to be the key thing, obviously, strategy-wise, is obviously the tyres. Very heavy tyre wear around here, so you can do a one-stop. But apparently, the two-stop is faster and obviously the more aggressive. So what you can do from here. It'll be interesting to see what the people on hard tyres does. That is Spiral in 6th, Primus in 8th, and Alco 10th, and Overcome Orphan 15th. Orphan from 15th, obviously no offence to him, he has nothing to lose. So, and if there's carnage in the first lap, hopefully not, he can pick his way through. Bold call from both Red Bulls. They need to stay with the leader, same with Acer Facer, but let's hope it's a very good first couple of corners and a good race for this Tier 4 as the lights come on for Germany. We've gone straight from 1 to 4. I'm going to see 5. And oh, what is this got a jump start already as they go from the line. Mr. T's got a decent start. Bennett slots into second, just behind as it's side by side between McCracken and Flayman. But Bennett, Mr. T keeps the lead. McCracken trying to go around the outside of Bennett. He's got his teammate Tidge in 5th there, Tom in 6th as well. I don't think they changed that much actually. As they go through. As they go down into the hairpin, Bennett is stuck right behind Mr. T. Looking to the outside into the turn 4 hairpin. Mr. T, middle of the road, defends quite nicely. Oh, as McCracken gets a tap from Flaming, and I think there was damage. There was. Flaming lost a piece of his front wing. I was on board with the Sauber and felt the nudge. So Tidge is right in the middle of it. In fact, he stopped 6th, pulling away from Primus in 7th. Acer in 8th with Timonik up to 10th. Orphans had a great start up to 11th on those hard tyres, remember. But looks to be the biggest fall has been Tedist in 15th. As they all come through, and Flame is now struggling with that damage, holding up a train behind him. So Mr. T ends the first lap still in the lead, but still got the pack snapping behind. Were you watching the back in the midfield? Anything happened there? Tim is in the pits by the looks of it.
Yeah, oh, Alpecin spun in the first corner.
Oh, goodness. Oh, massive damage. Massive damage. Did he just lose it on the curb?
Yeah. Yeah, just in the background there, I think there was a collision between Tedis and Waters in the first corner, and I don't know, it might have involved Tim, I'm not too sure. So there was quite a bit of carnage in the back of the field. And then
Timner and Rebster in the pits, I believe. I know Timmer didn't go into the pits. Rebster was the only one. Maybe it was Rebster and the director line there, but Mr. T not pulling away from Bennett, Kraken, Flamin and Tigosaurus all there on the line. Tom with them as well. 2.8 second gap back to Primus in 7th. And what a shame for Alco, but I think pushing too hard on those hard tyres, just hit the curb.
Yeah. I think Waters and Timmer might have been serving their drive-thrus.
Oh yeah, because of course Waters had a drive-through as well. DRS enabled now. All within a second, these front 6 at the moment, all within a second one another. And Tyrannosaurus has got a good run on Flaming. Flaming again still has that damage, so Tyrannosaurus I think needs to find a way through. They both have DRS. Be a drag race down into the hairpin. And Tyrannosaurus using his teammate I think to move ahead just about into 4th. And Alco is in from his damage. Unfortunately he was on hard, so he has to go to mediums, which means he has to pit again.
Unless he miraculously makes him last to the end.
I don't think he could mediums 31 laps. I don't see it personally. Yeah. Hards maybe. Hards maybe, probably not mediums. Primus got ahead of Acer, so he's the furthest ahead of hard tyres, but what a start from Orphan. Great start as Flaming's off into the infield. Struggling with that damage. He's down to 8th now.
He's in the pit.
And in fact he's into the pit lane.
And he's a bit luckier than Alco. He'll be able to go into the hards and should make it to the end.
Could make it to the end. Could make it. Bennett's got DRS on the back of Mr. T. He's been latched on the back of Mr. T since the start. and he's going to have a move. Mr. T, slight weaving, coming down to the hairpin, but Bennett's going to try and run the outside. He's going to make the move. Mr. T just stays in front, not giving him any room on the exit. Oh, rough in his defence, Mr. T, but felt alright, I would say.
Get the position.
Not going to get any Christmas cards soon from Bennett, I don't think.
No.
That exit room.
I think you get some Halloween cards quite quickly.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the two Salbers trying to latch onto these two, but at the moment seem to be battling between each other. Digisaurus has actually got past McCracken. Right, so they've now gapped Tom a little bit. I think Tom might have been caught up in an incident. As Bennett again has a look down to Mr. T, maybe trying to put him off. T goes a little bit wide, doesn't get the best exit. Here comes Bennett down DRS straight once again. Mr. T almost trying to say to Bennett, go around the outside. Bennett is going to try it again. This time, oh, moves across, gives him a big tap into the braking zone, and Mr. T's gone wide, and Bennett is through. I'm not sure about that, but let's see whether Mr. T can retaliate. No, he can't into the corner. Waters is gone. Where's he gone? Oh, Alco's out as well. Alco and think Waters at the same time into turn 1. Alco's out, as is Waters. Oh. No safety car, anyone? Normally get one in tier 4.
Usually.
What a shame for Alco, and that's not... What a shame for Alco, that's not going to help Red Bull's chances as well, just not being the race for him, as Bennett gets a massive slide into turn 1. Mr. T still behind him, but Digisaurus and McCracken are now with them. Let's see if Mr. T can repay the favour on Bennett. He's got so much more straight line speed. With the DRS, swings back round. Interesting battle between the two of them, but so far, so good just about. Just thinking for a second, does Tom have damage? Because he's really dropping off these guys.
Tom...
Maybe just saving ERS a little bit.
Yeah.
Now 3.5 seconds behind. He was with these guys.
Seem to be keeping the gaps now in the top 4.
Yeah, the thing is around this track, the main overtaking is that hairpin. Mr. T fastest lap, probably DRS assisted.
Bennett is struggling at that first corner. Back end comes out every time and he's losing time to Mr. T and to Digisaurus.
Sticking it straight in hot lap mode. He really wants to get a move on back again. Mr. T back on the inside and then on the outside again. That's more than one move, Mr. T. This is just about on the borderline here, but they can't do that obviously too often.
We should give them a black and white flag if we had that power.
Meanwhile, Ace of Face has just made it round the hairpin of Primus, but he now moves into the lead drive on hard tyres.
Repster's off the track and he's back up.
Oh, he's nearly a lap down as well.
Yep, we'll be getting blue flags soon.
Yeah, first driver's going to come up behind him is his actual teammate of Mr. T. Still leads this race, but DRS. So, wow, Digisaurus down to less than 10%, trying to keep up with these guys. The Kraken's in the best situation out of all of them. It's near 90%. Here we go again, down to this hairpin. What's Mr. T going to do in his defence as Bennett goes all over the curb? That's 1,
Mr.
2,
T's all
that's
over the
3,
place.
that's 4. Can you record that, please?
I have.
Because that's the second time I'm seeing him do that.
Yeah.
Can't do it more than once.
Oh, he's gone right
There's
down the
Bennett.
hairpin.
Yeah, it's Bennett. Goes across into the hairpin. Mr. T retaliate down into the stadium section. No.
He's all over the grass.
Is this like Bennett's second or third race?
No, he's been here before. He was here at the start of the season. I think he won the first race.
Oh yeah, I just don't think he's had a full-time drive.
Yeah, it was in the racing point in that race. On the McLaren.
Yeah. Been off and out. Off and out.
Yeah.
In and out. In and out. That's it. Return
Oh.
1, all keeping it clean.
He's going to
None of them got penalties so far, I think.
That's Bennett got 2 warnings. Mr. T's got 2 warnings. Digisaurus has got 2 warnings. They've all got 2 warnings.
Very close.
So.
Meanwhile, McCracken is right behind his teammate for third, but back into the lead once again. Bennett moving left and right as whoa, he left just about a car's width on the inside for Mr. T, who took it. It's going to go wide on the exit though, and Bennett's back through again.
And there you go.
Oh, wait, did he get that from outside the track? But Mr. T's still there, sticking it on the inside. Oh. Look at both themselves, they're just watching this. This is...
Oh.
I'm quite tempted. Oh, and... Oh,
Repsa.
Repsa's been off. Just about to stay that way of these 4 as they come rushing through.
Oh, look at Bennett, he's all over the place.
Yeah, it's that dead air though, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it should be slowed down more though.
Oh, wow.
Maybe not
so
that
right,
much.
turn 1. Yeah, McCracken. All over him. Yeah, both alphas. They're just watching this. Yeah, Bennett's not very... Got a massive slide. He has had the better exit. They both got DRS though. On Mr. T. I think they're too far behind, but McCracken and Bennett going side by side. Down into the hairpin. I'm going to go camera angle of this, but can't. Bennett just about stays ahead. Robust from Bennett and Mr. T in their defences so far. Oh, his Rebster's gone. Ah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, down to 12.
Keeps getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, flags in sector 1. Still no safety car. I mean, safety car would make it interesting. Would bring everyone else back into play, because these 4 are nearly 5 seconds ahead.
Yep.
I feel the Alphas are the fastest of the 4.
Yeah. I mean, if they were ahead of Bennett, Mr. T wouldn't be pulling away as much as he is.
Oh wow, 2 penalties.
Yeah.
Was that both Alphas, I think?
Let me have a look. So...
Pitch got past McCracken anyway.
Pitch has a penalty, Bennett has a penalty, Mr. T has a penalty.
Ah.
McCracken is the only one...
Ah, okay.
It's close to getting one though.
It's kind of tough to say what these 2 2 Alphas are going to do, because they seem to be evenly matched. But which one of them is going to go after the 2 in front of them?
Yeah.
And Bennett's now really sliding. He's been battling to keep these Alphas, which has given T a little bit of breathing space, about 2 seconds worth. Mr. T now in a rhythm a little bit. Stretch his legs. just about keeping it through turn 1. Tom again, just slowly going about his business, I think. You've got Primus and Acer 6th and 7th at the moment, still thereabouts. Here comes Tidge up the back of Bennett. Is he going to make a lunge down in the hairpin? It's going to have to be a lunge from this far back. And yep, slots in. Oh, the Kraken gives Bennett a nudge, and Bennett goes into the back of Tidge because of it. Tidge is into 2nd now. Can he chase after Mr. T? Have we had a Tidgeosaurus versus Mr. T yet? Battled each other.
I don't think so. Sorry, I was being silent there. Listen, don't ask. Just watching. I haven't really talked about strategies yet. We're only 12 laps in at the 34, and 2 people that have pitted, I think, is Timo and RSF and Flaming. Well,
nah, it's only Flaming.
Yeah, Flaming has, so... What's the gap to him?
And remember, Flaming pitted because he had that damage.
Yeah. But, yeah, strategies are still to come in to play here.
That's the pace as McCracken is looking at the back of Bennett. Bennett did not get a good run out of turn 2, so McCracken's looking at it using his teammate. A little bit of a marker, but Bennett's having to go at his teammates. Whoa, they're going 3 wide. Bennett somehow squeezed in, but McCracken lost some damage on his teammate. That was messy. Very messy. And Bennett is trying. Oh, Bennett, that's a lunge. That's a very late lunge. Ooh. He's been a bit. Oh, this is giving Mr. T everything, because now these 3 are battling all over the place. Bennett again. Don't lunge at every corner. That was an interesting defence from Bennett going into the hairpin. The only defence he thought was wise was have a go at the other Alpha as another one's trying to attack him. And out of all this, I think McCracken got damage. Did. On the front left.
Oh no. I don't think McCracken's got a penalty still.
I think McCracken's going to be very, very unhappy with that because Bennett's really struggling.
Yeah, and now his teammates just going to start running away with it.
Yeah, T's nearly got a 5-second lead. Bennett again, that is a massive dive bomb. That's a Ricardo licked the stamp one, and he goes wide on the exit. And
he's desperate.
Tidgeosaurus is back through. Yeah, he was okay at the start as Flaming is pitting again. I think he's had another incident, another off. Yeah, back door fresh hards. He's a safety car ready for points for Flaming. Yeah, Bennett was a bit. That's right. Yeah, Bennett was a little bit composed at the start, but made some rough moves. As McCracken is in, follows Bennett in, but McCracken into the gravel. They both slow down for the pit lane in time, which is good.
They were a little slow on Bennett there, I think.
Yeah, McCracken fixing that damage. That's really cost him. Don't think he's fully out of this race yet, but it'd be way behind Bennett. Bennett's already having a look at Tedis, who's yet to pit. Yeah, 6 seconds. That's cost McCracken, so he's got a hard work to catch back up as Bennett's going to have a look at Tedis. Into the hairpin, yep. Nicely done. There we go. I think because of that battling, Mr. T is just out of that window. As Flaming has gone, now he's What could have been for Flame, and he was right up there with the top 5, but slight bit of damage
You did that
on
in
the
the pit.
first couple of laps. Yeah. As the top 3 all pit, Tom, Tidge, and Mr. T. All onto hard tyres, I think. And Mr. T got held in the pits from Tidge. And Tidgesaurus got held by Tom. Right, so where is Bennett? Bennett
Right there.
comes out. Oh, just behind Tidgesaurus. Tidgesaurus is right in front of him.
McCracken's lost out.
Yeah, with that damage. If you hadn't had that damage, he'd be still with this lot. As Bennett's going to have a go at Tidgesaurus. Tidgesaurus still got cold tyres. Tidgesaurus stays to the right hand side, goading Bennett to go around the out. So Bennett goes round the outside. Can he do the switchback? He does. Very nicely done from Bennett. Beautiful move. And Tidgesaurus fight back though into the stadium section. He's going to go for the lunge and just about keeps it clean.
Oh,
Wow,
thick.
very wide. Very
It's
It's
like
me,
on
Tidge.
the MotoGP line or something.
yeah. What a switchback move from Bennett though.
That was very nice.
Right, so Tedist, Primus, Spiral and Orphan are yet to pit. Bennett sets the fastest up, so he's getting on with it. Oh, and a massive slide through turn 1 though, so Tidgesaurus is going to be back at him. And Tidge get the exit. He doesn't have a lot of ERS left, does Tidge?
He's got the DRS. Working for
Bennett.
him.
And that's what going to do. Wise by Tidge. Was thinking for a lunge, but decided better of it. Plenty of time. Meanwhile, the two leaders, Spiral and Primus, are going at it. So, are we all on a one stop at the moment?
Think we are.
Or attempting one? Also,
I don't know if
everyone
we-
seems to be in the same boat.
Yeah.
Just trying to think where Primus and Spiral will be when they pit. They'll be
Well,
behind the
they're-
Kraken.
Yeah. I think they'll probably be down close to Timonique.
Ace of Faces can have a go at Primus. Going down it. Oh, McCracken's got a penalty. He's one of the few that didn't, and now that's changed. As Spiral going around the outside of turn 4, Primus keeping the inside. Oh! No room on the exit. Oh, there's Bennett and Tidge. Oh. Oh, Bennett's got one as well.
That's the
Same
second one.
location same location that T got one.
He
That's
will
a
not be
harsh one.
happy. He'll not be
Oh, and
happy about
Bennett. Yep. Trying to go side by side through the grandstand. Oh, these two locked together now. And all this is just allowing Mr. T to go through. As Aces had it off. Oh, Aces in the stadium section. Got back on. Oh, that was close. Aces in the pits. Did he have a coming together with Primus maybe? I hope not. That's not helped Acer Facer at all.
That just leaves Primus now to pit.
And
Bennett's
again
closing
onto
in.
Tidgesaurus. Oh! Didn't know where to go. Into turn 4. Tidge on the exit though. Still there, Bennett. They're in side by side. Oh! That's a bit of a nudge, and then it's coming back at him. And Tidge, they're still side by side. Don't go through here. And Bennett's just about in front.
Oh, that a Tidge.
All this is just helping Mr. T just run away with this. They're 7 seconds behind now. As Primus now pits from the lead.
Where's Primus going to end up now?
Kraken fastest lap of the race. But Kraken actually, because Bennett and Digisaurus are still going at it, they're going to be going at it again down to turn 4. The Kraken's back in this podium hunt, as is Tom.
2 Scotsmen out to get a podium.
Yeah, here comes Tidge again outside of turn 4. Is he going to go for the switchback? No, but Bennett again nudges him to the outside. Seems to be the defensive move everyone is doing, but Tidge is still there. They're rubbing tyres. Going out of turn 7, but again inside for Tidge. And Bennett's still trying to go back through, but again, you're just giving Mr. T the win here. I don't think they care. Don't think they care.
No. I mean, how many wins has Mr. T had now?
He is third or fourth. Yeah, it's third. He'll be on 75 points, which is 3 wins. Of the 4 races he's had, the only race he didn't win was Canada, I think.
I think he won in Austria.
No.
Oh, Bennett's right.
Oh, Bennett! No, Bennett! Oh, Bennett's out. Oh, and McCracken nearly hit to the back of him. Oh, and a rough.
That's a safety car.
Has to be. And that car is moving steadily backwards. Just face to face. I'm just keeping on this just in case. Oh, yes,
Sure
it's
no one
going
hits it.
falling backwards. Oh, still we're going to see it. Should be able to.
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, that is a shame for Bennett. He was right in the battle. Just one simple. It's that turn 1, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, so we're down to 10, and Orphan's going to get a point, even though he's a minute behind everyone else. He always seems to do this.
Yeah. Playing the long game.
Oh, always sticks around. Up to 10th place. There he goes. Right. So Tidge can now try and catch Mr. T, but he's 7.3. He is catching though, but he's 7.3 seconds behind with 12 laps to go.
Yep, and McCracken is less than a second behind Tom now.
And guys are brightening as well. The sun's just peeking through. As McCracken, that speed in that Alpha, is going on the outside of turn 4. Here he goes, tries to go for the switchback. Tom goes very wide on the exit, and McCracken says thank you very much, into 3rd place again.
Nice move from him. Bit of temptation there.
Cool. I think the person to watch now is Primus. Medium tyres, could be quicker than everyone else in front of him. Is only where's the leader? He's 13 seconds behind T. I don't think he's going to catch T. I think T's in control of this race. But podium potentially for Primus, but he's got to work for it.
Yep. Oh, Tidge.
Oh, Tidge, don't want that. That's the second, isn't it?
Right. Mr. T, 1 time. Mr. T's got 3 seconds. Yep, Tidge is on 6. McCracken is on 3 seconds. Tom is on 3 seconds. Close to getting another one though. Primus is penalty free.
Oh, Primus is in a big situation.
He could be on for
big
body.
situation. So at this point, he is, well, at this point he's 3 seconds behind Tidge. And Tidge is 6. Yeah, second place is on the cards for Primus. Important podium for Primus. For both himself and for Red Bull. Keep him... I mean, Red Bull are going to lose out quite a bit. The Alpha. Unless one of the Alphas drops. But for Primus, for his Drivers' Championship, to keep in line, he's got to beat Tidge really to keep up with him.
Yeah.
Right, Tom's not giving up on third. Looks fit on McCracken. Both from the same ARS, but here comes the DRS for Tom. I think he's a bit further back for a move.
They're on the brakes.
Very close though. Jesus, brakes, where are you? Ugh.
We've got some sun now. It's quite bright actually.
Yeah, I feel at the moment, unless we get a very dramatic late safety car, which, you know, we had one in Spain, which completely messed everything up. I think this is Mr. T's to lose at this present time. The gap seems to be holding at 8 seconds. This is all battle for who's going to be on the podium as Tom has gone off.
Whoa.
And stays out the way for Primus, which is very good, but Tom's made the mistake. Into 4th goes Primus. Now chased after McCracken.
I think Primus is penalty free. He's on for 2nd place here.
Don't know whether he would know that though.
Have a look. If his account's online, which it isn't.
Yeah, whether he has an engineer or something, which seems to be the trend these days.
It's not.
If he doesn't pass McCracken, he will get McCracken on penalties, doesn't it? Because McCracken's got 3.
Yeah. I think he's in a party
Yeah, so
with a few others.
Yeah, so at this present time, if Primus stays where he is and keeps the pace and doesn't get his own penalty, then he's got 2nd.
Yeah. Which would still be pretty good points for Red Bull.
And that will move him to within 2 points of Tigosaurus, I believe. As oh, Tom's off again! No! Tom's got a penalty, Ace has gone through. Tom's had a good race up till now, but a few mistakes creeping in. He's down to 6th at the moment.
Oh, and he's...
Oh, it is again,
Yeah.
and he's gone! No! Oh.
You can see that coming.
Oh. Careful in front of... You know what I was saying about a late safety car? That nearly happened.
I mean, we've got 8 laps left. What do you think?
I'd say probably not, as Tim and Eek's gone through past Tom. Tom's... I'll just bring him back to the pits now. Still get a point or 2.
Yeah. Primus is comfortably closing the gap to McCracken.
Would McCracken would go ahead of Tidge on penalties, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but then Primus would go ahead of both of them.
So Mr. T would be 1st, Primus 2nd, Kraken 3rd, Tidge 4th. I think what it means for championship at the moment, where it means table. So Primus would beat Tidge by 6 points, and he's currently 8 points behind, so he'd be 2 points behind Tidge. McCracken would be... McCracken would be 9 points behind. Spiral will also be there as well. It would just close it up even more.
Yeah.
As for Mr. T, this will move him up into 6th place, I believe, with this win.
Yeah.
As Tom has retired. You had a point, Tom. Why did
And
you
now
retire?
Orphan gets 2.
Yeah, now Orphan gets 2. Oh. Orphan's laughing anyway.
Yep. I mean, Tommy could have even got fastest lap.
Yeah.
I think Spiral has it at the moment.
Oh yeah, extra lap from Mr. Spiral.
So it's all coming
Right,
down to now.
Yeah, lap 28 out of 34. Mr. T again comfortably in front. This is all down to... Now, if you were Primus, and if you knew the situation, would you make a move? On either Sauber?
No.
Either Alpha, I mean. I keep calling them Saubers.
Yeah. I was in a similar situation in Silverstone a couple of weeks ago. And it had started to rain at the end, which didn't really affect it too much because 2 people in front of me had penalties and I kind of just laid back and sort of watched. So, I mean, if Primus knows, his best option just wait out. I mean, he could even try go fastest lap if he gets slipstream DRS.
Thing is, though, I think he's a racer. I think he would want to make the move anyway.
Yeah.
Nicely done by Orphan. Oh. One thing Primus has got to be careful is he can't get a penalty himself. Because if he does, he's then in exactly the same situation as McCracken is.
That's his first warning of the race.
Oh. I was going to say that. Must have been one. Well, here he goes, though. He's going to make the move. McCracken goes middle of the road. Primus is like, okay, stay here for now. McCracken cannot get the car stopped in time. Primus in that slipstream, using it. Go ready out. Oof. I think if he knew the situation, I think he'd be a little bit more forceful.
Yeah.
Or no, if he knew he had to pass McCracken, I think he does know. But in some ways, it does ruin this kind of race, doesn't it? Because there's no sort of suspense. Yeah.
I was close to cutting that last corner. Look at that. So it all comes down to if he gets another warning or not. Try to get now.
Yeah, lap 30 of this race. So, get down the top 9 as Primus. Yeah, Primus is going to go for it. Close enough, he's going to have to make a move. To the inside. And yeah, should be able to stop it down. McCracken tried to hold it round, but no, but McCracken's going to do the switchback. We're going to get a race anyway, by the looks of it, and Primus trying to go there. Kraken saying, hold back for a bit. I'm in 3rd. A bit of rubber tyres, and we'll go again.
This is a
Right, so Mr. T, yeah, good defending from Kraken there. So Mr. T winning this race. Tidosaurus in 2nd. Kraken 3rd, Primus 4th. Spiral, obviously without that wing damage and that off, I think he'd be closer to this. But he's in 5th. Pettis and Ferrari 6th, with Timonique 7th, Timmer 8th, and Overcome Orphan 9th with 9 runners left, as McCracken has a bit of a wobble outside of turn 1. Mr. T's gap at the front just dropped a little bit, but I think he's just coasting, to be honest. Doesn't need a push anymore.
Yeah, he's got this in the bag.
Again, like most of his victories this season, he's had to work for it, Mr. T. He is the one to aim for them at his current form, but he's had to work for this win. He had Bennett climbed over the back of him, but I think the telling thing was when Bennett and the two Alphas started battling as if the championship depended on it. That just gave him the gap, and he was just had the opportunity to relax a bit, didn't he?
Yeah. Should we talk about driver of the day?
Right, position. It's kind of difficult actually, because in terms of position gained, it's not really that much. I mean, you've got Timonique and Orphan both on 6. Primus up 4. Primus is at a solid race. He's going to get second though, isn't he? So
He should do if everything goes to plan.
It's a tough one, I think. Personally, I think it's between... Orphan's going for fastest lap, by the way, on soft tyres. In all this. Go on, Orphan.
Come on, lad.
I think it's a close one. But I think just edging it, I think is Primus. Oh, nearly drops it as I say that. I think it's Primus. Because started in 8th, different strategy. Had to keep it around. He's penalty free when the others around him haven't been. So I think based on that, good driver of the day.
Yeah, I'd say. As long as he stays penalty free.
Yeah, as long as he says it. I really want Orphan to get that fastest lap. Or soft tyres, come on boy. He's got a 15-1 to beat from Ace of Face to take it away. Here comes Primus again. Is he going to go for the move? Lunge it up. He is. Oh, get it stopped in time. No, goes wide. I have to be careful of that curb as well, because that's been penalty giving. Yeah, I think if he had to pass McCracken, it would have been a bit more forceful at this point.
Yeah, he would have taken the Bennett approach.
The Bennett approach, is that what we're calling it?
Yep.
Alright, Mr. T on his last lap of the race. He has definitely eased off. God, he's lost his second in a bit. Goes through turn 1. Wow. He took that in 5th. Goodness me.
But he's not doing a Nigel Mansell, is he? Waving to the crowd.
Yeah, probably. I need to get back to Primus, because Primus is still latched on the back of McCracken. Almost like he's teasing us. I'm going to go for the move or not. I'm going to make another lunge down to turn 4.
Well, he's definitely look at him gain.
Here he goes. Oh, McCracken. Side by side. And Primus is still there. Using the overtake button.
Ooh.
Oof. Could have ended interestingly. McCracken not giving this up. This is not worth it. Not worth it. Rookies aren't worth it. But here comes Mr. T. Controlled ever since the people behind went into battle. Got the gap. Relaxed. And takes his 3rd win of the season in Germany. There he goes. Takes the victory. Primus has actually got past McCracken on the last couple of corners. I missed that. But he takes 2nd. Tidge actually holds on to 3rd. By 2 tenths. Over his teammate.
I don't know what happened there.
I think McCracken either made a mistake or Primus went for a move, and that loss of time has cost McCracken a podium by 0.2 of a second. Right, where's Orphan? Come on, fastest lap, please.
Come on, Orphan.
Oh, he's 0.8 down in his middle sector. No.
13.
He's not going to get it.
14. 15.
No. Gets 9th though.
It's a good effort.
Yep. Well. Another chapter. Another chapter in the story of Tier 4 has been written. Championship gets closer. And well, still the rise of Mr. T, isn't it? Every race he's finished, he's won. He's had 5 races, 3 finishes, 3 wins, and 2 DNFs. I think that's his record anyway. Is it 4 or 5?
You're asking the wrong person. I mean, I've been
I'll ask him.
For ages.
I'll ask him if he can tell us when he started. Then that would be the thing. But if you take us through the finishing order.
Yep. So, pretty interesting race we got there. Mr. T, another win for him in the bag. Primus in second place, really good drive from him with no penalties. Sorry. Tichosaurus in third, 0.2 to him, between him and his teammate McCracken. I'm not so sure what happened at the end there, but Spiral in 5th place and Tennis in 6th, Timonique in 7th, Timma in 8th, and then Overcome Orphan tried to go for fast lap at the end. They finished in 9th, and then Tom the Ecomaniac in 10th.
Yep. I think the people I feel sorry for, first of all, Tomo. They even got a chance to race. I feel kind of sort of sorry for Bennett. Obviously, a few questionable moves, but he was right up there. Never know what he could have featured in the final order. Same with Flaming. He was up there in the top 5. Tom as well. All what could have been, but let's fight these 3.
Very quiet.
It is.
Tidge hasn't got a mic, is he?
No, he doesn't.
Ah,
Yeah, that'll be why then.
every time.
Oh,
So
we got...
Tidge won't be interviewed because he has no microphone.
Miss Pidge. See, I know it's early days, but if he ends up winning the championship and he still hasn't got a microphone, ugh.
It'll be a big announcement at the end of the season.
I mean, if he win it, right? I'll tell you what. If he wins it, not saying he will. It's early days. But I'm saying if he wins it, I'll buy him a microphone. Send in the money. Send in the money to get one. Right. So we do have Primus and Mr. T here in the podium. So we just say Tidge has gone all shy. We'll just say that.
And we'll say he's gone off to the pub.
Okay. Straight off to pub after the race. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good one. Right, so if I do Primus, you do Mr. T?
Okay.
Okay, sweet. So after that interesting race, probably in terms of F4 standards, in terms of drama and intrigue, probably the 4th best, I'd say. Probably behind a few others, but it was still an interesting race to view. But we end up with these 3, but we go to Primus first, who ended up in 2nd place. A very important podium for yourself, Primus. I said when you went on to the medium tyres of that reverse strategy you did, because you came out fifth, and I said for yourself and for Red Bull to salvage something from Red Bull after Alco had an unfortunate race. It was important for you to get onto this podium because not only for Red Bull but for your own championship aspirations. But interesting, obviously, scenario that you had. I don't know whether you knew the situation that you had no penalties and the guys in front did. Was you aware of that situation?
Yeah, I was aware. My race engineer keeping on top of everything.
You had one.
And then after Alco went out, he pretty much just started to provide live updates because obviously the race engineer on the stream has a slight delay, so I had the update with Alco. But yeah, I mean that was a really good race because I don't like Germany, because it's not one of my strongest tracks. But the qualifying is where I really truly lost it because I saw that we had the dry weather start for Q1 and then the rain came down in Q2 and then we had a full wets for Q2. And it was really interesting, trying to get the laps out. Q3 came along, Inters went to dry, just did my best, got P8 in the end. I wasn't really happy with that because, it starts me in the middle of the pack and I was on the inside for the start of the race. So I felt really uncomfortable where I was. And I mean, bad luck to Tomo because I was actually looking forward to continuing our battle from Silverstone. And unfortunately, got hit in the back in the formation lap by Ted first, and it sent me straight back to the grid. So I didn't have as warm tyres as I'd hoped to. But then, the race went well. Sort of very clumpy at the start, we're all together. The whole race I was fighting Spiral Acer Facer until eventually he lost it in the Sachs curve after coming out because I noticed his car was no longer behind and I had Tom the Eco Maniac. And then I'd heard from my race engineer that both the Alfa Romeos had time penalties of McCracken having 3 and Tidge having 6. And Toby, he had a 3-second time penalty, but he was so far ahead that he would be safe. So I didn't have to worry about trying to take the win from Toby because he was just gone. So I got second place in the end. But the fact is that it was great battles coming from both Spiral and McCracken. McCracken defending like crazy, but he was also struggling to cope with the pressure as well as the worn hard compound tyres. I mean, mine tyres, I still had some grip in them, but coming the last lap, my grip levels were gone. Like literally, it was like driving on ice. But I had a full battery, like I was I was harvesting my ERS like a dream, and I kept it all ready and kept purposely holding back. Whenever McCracken could hold on to that position, I kept on turning my battery back off, farming that energy, pushing with the fuel and the ERS on the last lap. It was close, and then on the very last corner, on the last lap, McCracken goes off, going into the Sud curve, and I managed to get past him and take second place for Red Bull today. And I'll tell you what, that has been one of the best recovery drives I've ever done because on a track that I hate, to take second, I'm not going to frown at that. It was a really good result for today and the team.
Yeah, obviously good result for, as you say, for yourself and the team, but it is kind of interesting because obviously Tigosaurus got the podium by a couple of tenths, and obviously if McCracken hadn't made that mistake, you would have gained more points on Tigosaurus in your drivers' championship. It's interesting, obviously scenario with that, but I believe with that result, my maths are correct. You got 18-3. So you're now within 5 points of Tigosaurus. All just closes up. That's basically what this race has done.
I have to give a shout out, by the way, to both Alco Saints and Braver Container for keeping on top of the updates. Because before Alco went out, Braver was giving me and Alco the updates. He was manning the team solo. And then after Alco went out, Braver could take a break because Alco could then provide the live updates. It was monumental. But I have to give my biggest respects to Spiral Acer Facer and to McCracken, because Red Bull's currently fighting Alfa Romeo in the championship. I know for a fact Toby's on the rise. I mean, I know we'll be seeing another car joining into the championship battle because he's won the past couple of races. I think he's actually won the past three, maybe. No, Austria.
Every
he's won the
race
past two,
he's finished. Every race he's finished, he's won.
except for Austria, I think. Because I remember he had an
Yeah.
incident in Austria.
And
But I
Canada.
mean, other than and Canada, yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
two wins in a row for Toby. That's a good result. But again, I'm just happy to take second place because I didn't even think today I was going to get on the podium. I was just happy to finish in the points.
Yeah, good stuff. And obviously, last question going on to Hungary. Very tight and twisty track. Is it like Monaco without the boats or Monaco without the walls? And that's the
I'd
phrase.
say it's more like without the walls. But
Monaco without the walls. Yeah.
the Hungaroring's going to be an emotional race for me because in real
Oh,
life, my dad had died before on the day of the actual Hungarian Grand Prix, and when I watched that race after he died, it was a very lonely race in a way. I mean, it was hard to watch it. So I think moving on to Hungary, I think it's going to be the same as Germany, but because the fact that it's going to be an emotional race, I've just got to try and get a hold of myself and keep my cool and try and bring some good points home for the team.
Yes, and obviously for that race, I wish you all the best for that. Yeah, congrats on your podium and driver of the day voted.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because I think the main reason was penalty free compared to the others, plus the positions you gained as well.
I'm surprised I didn't get any penalties. Because I got really good runs through turn one because I've been practicing all day and for the past few days. And every time I clipped turn one, kind of like how I've been doing in the race, I kept on getting invalidated lap times, and it really annoyed me. And for some reason in the race, it's sort of like it's turned its harshness meter down, so it's not as bad as the time trials. So it gave me a little bit more confidence to make the attack. But anyways, yeah, I good result. Thank you for driver of the day, and I'll let you interview Toby now.
Yeah, well done. And yeah, moving on to No Shoals, who's going to ask Mr. T the questions.
Yes. So, Mr. T, I'll call you Toby because it would be a bit weird, like Primus calling you Toby and then me just starting with T. But yeah. So, obviously you've had another race here where you've just pretty much dominated through that Q3 and then dominated the entire race. Although, obviously you were having a few battles there with Bennett at the start, sort of through the middle, and we've seen you defending quite a bit. We did see you weaving quite a lot down the main straight, and was that a intentional thing, or were you just kind of doing that because it felt right at that moment?
I was trying to break DRS, like slipstream, so you couldn't get like a massive slipstream off me. That was the main reason.
Yeah, well, obviously we've seen that Bennett crashed out, and that obviously gave you the advantage because you seem to just be able to completely pull away with it and, I mean, lead in front of both the Alphas and Primus as well, and you started to slack off a bit at the end there as well. So
Yeah, how did Bennett crash?
And one.
it was, yeah,
This got the curb on the outside, just spat his car into the ball.
because I saw he was losing grip like halfway through anyway. Or even
He was
when he was on
going
the
wide.
first stint. Yeah, I thought he might have quite a few penalties because he couldn't keep the first corner inside.
yeah. I think he ended up with 6 seconds in the end before he crashed anyway. Which, I mean,
Yeah.
you still would have won, so yeah. I didn't ever seem to have enough questions. You want to say anything, Rundle?
Obviously, as I said, how many races have you been with us? So is it 4 or 5?
5, I think.
So 5. So you won. You DNF'd in Canada. World
DNF'd in
Champions.
Austria.
DNF in Austria, and the
Won.
other 3 finishes you've won. Yeah.
Yeah.
And pole position, I believe, of all 3 as well, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think so.
So, yeah, so definitely a person on the rise, obviously. But going into Hungary, the next track, what are your chances going forward in there? And if you say that you're slow and end up winning, I'll be questioning, because you wouldn't be the first person to say that.
I'd say below average. Like, I don't mind most
Yeah.
tracks.
Clever.
But Hungary's
Clever.
down there at the bottom. Like, because I don't enjoy it. Like, average pace. I probably expect to start P5. But definitely not pole. That's for sure.
Again, if you get pole, questioning. I will be coming to you and saying, you told me that you made me look like a fool. But no. Obviously very technical track as well. As I said, Monaco without the walls. Should be an interesting one if you agree.
Yeah, should be. Definitely.
All right, and obviously one more thing. Obviously Primus noted this. Do you think you can now push the leaders at the top of the championship? The Tigesauruses, the Primus, Alcos.
I think they'd have
Of
to
the
get
tier
quite
4.
a few bad positionings, and me have to win a couple more races to be there. I probably need to win about 2 or 3 more to be close, I think, or to contend with them.
Yeah, I believe that win puts you on 75. Tidge, believe, still keeps the lead. He will now go on to 117. So that now puts you 42 points behind. Yes, so who knows? But all is good. Yeah, nothing else to say. So yeah, interesting race. No shoals, but another chapter, another piece in the jigsaw as we move steadily closer towards the end.
Yep, we're officially halfway through the season. Actually,
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, actually, yeah. That's dawned on me. We're now officially halfway. End of Germany. On halfway through.
I mean, F4 maybe not. I think you guys missed Monaco.
Yeah, we did.
When's that most
Yeah,
likely
you
to
still
take
got
place?
you, Monaco.
Monaco's going to be at the end of the year.
I mean, F2 is then F3, but
And F1 needs to redo France.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the battle could really, if the battle livens up for a good portion of the season, we could see like maybe Toby, me, Tidge, and Spiral. You know, it could be. Because I mean, McCracken's still in as well, but it'll be a 5-horse battle all the way to the end because. You know, we have one day where we're just showing massive consistency. One day when we have nothing. You know, we're all human. We make mistakes in racing, but you know, I have a feeling this battle is probably going to go to the end because of how close this driving is.
At Monaco.
Monaco will be the penultimate race of the season.
Wait, would it?
Yeah, it'll be the last race of the season. Yeah, it's after Abu Dhabi for us.
Oh, I thought you meant it was going to come before Abu Dhabi. You confused me.
No, it'll be after. It'll be after. So that's for F1 France. It'll be after
Penultimate
Abu Dhabi.
race of the whole league.
And that's what's really scary. You're saving the most difficult track on the entire F1 calendar for last.
No, actually, you would be the last race of the season because you're after F1. F1 is on a
F3 Thursday.
on a Tuesday.
Oh yeah, we would be.
You see, yeah,
we
you
would
see.
be, yeah.
No, you get it. Yeah, you'll be the last race.
because it'll be next week.
No pressure. Then.
Right, I trust you guys then to keep it close up until then. Not one of you win it in say what should I say it? Not one of you win it at say America or Brazil.
I'm looking forward to America. America is going to be my baby. That's the one track I've been looking forward to for the entire season is America.
That's just penalty gold. That's what that is.
Yeah. Anyway, we need to finish things up. Yeah, that's been the German Grand Prix for Tier 4. Very, very interesting race indeed for them. And their next stop will be the Hungarian Grand Prix in a week's time. So make sure you join us for that. We have one more race for the German Grand Prix, and that is the F3 division, and that is tomorrow at 8 o'clock start. So make sure you join us for that race. Any last words, Charles, before we finish?
No.
Okay. Right, yes, thank you for everyone that was watching. I think we spiked at like 29 viewers at one point.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah.
More the
Although
best
that-
half
although
of
that
them were
was-
racing.
Yeah, half of them are racing. So,
I don't have it
No.
on when I race.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you do.
No takeaway this time, Toby.
No, I wasn't feeling it.
Okay. Anyway, so thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you next time. And remember, there's a podcast this Friday. See, I plugged it.
Nice.